Hey guys, day 2 of um, the low life spectral throw, elemental spectral throw. Slash played 22 hours, so I almost got 24 hours. I'm level 88 and my deaths are 23. So I spec'd into low life now. As you can see, my deeps is 37k in the hideout with the auras up and the golem. And this is my tree right now. The essential part is you have to start Templar. The whole point of this character is inevitable judgment, ignoring the resist on critical. And I took this for the merciless one. Just cause this Instruments of Virtue is really difficult to keep casting a spell recently, and this thing is nearby is actually pretty far ranged. So I'll show you that in a second, but the tree is basically you go here and you pretty much touch the Vault Pact, and I go for the flask nodes because I think they're really mandatory for Vinctars. I use Vinctars for the leech. I don't have any leech on. The gem links. My gem links are Spectral Throw, GMP, Increased Crit Strikes, Weapon Elemental, Faster Attacks, and Added Lightning. I think these come out to be slightly more than like 30% at the end of the game. You also want to touch these dagger nodes here, Ghost Reaver, get the ES here, and get the ES here, and get the flask nodes here. That's pretty much it. And I have some jewels. I'll have to switch this for some life and energy shield. This circle later, energy from within. This is the other jewel, another jewel, and another jewel. Right now I'm just spec'ing heavily into the deeps. So at some point today, when I switched to like 70, I had 17k, and then I went to like 22k, and it's slowly been increasing as I leveled up. So yeah, don't expect to get the highest deeps when you switch. It's kind of disappointing. But anyways, let me explain the gear a little bit. Crown of Eyes. Increases and reductions to spell damage also apply to attacks. Now it specifies increases and reductions only, and this is a more modifier pain attunement. This does not work with it because it's a more and not an increase in reduction, so that doesn't work. But I do have quite a bit of spell damage. I think I come out to like 126 total, like 10 from Chevrons, 38 from here, 12 from here, and then 30 from here, 14 here, and then my jewel has 14 and then 24 here, and that adds up pretty quick, I think. I think that's most of the spell damage, but it comes out to be like around 120, 130s or something like that. So Crown of Eyes, like pretty much, you see like 24k to 35k, nearly doubles my deeps. That's why I use the Crown of Eyes. It's the biggest deeps helm. I guess the accuracy is not that big of a deal now, because I'll explain later, but I was using a Vagin dagger at the end of the day because I crafted one and it turned out to be better than the dagger I was using. I guess I'll talk about that now. This dagger is, I think, 380 deeps or something like that. So I have 35k without the golems. When I use this dagger, it's 34k, and I had to fix accuracy problems. This dagger I just bought off some dude. It's like pretty decent. What you want to do is you want to craft a spell damage for one of the mods, and if you get added damage on the other one, that'll be great. And you just do a multi-mod, and it's quite expensive, but hits can't be evaded, so your accuracy is 100%. If you can't do that, just try to get like some high attack speed dagger with like 400 deeps. It's going to be quite expensive. This character is just going to be a gear game from now on. Really expensive stuff, and some like damage ring. Ideally you want weapon elemental. I'll switch these out later for weapon elemental. 36 weapon elemental belt. What's important, I think, is you want to get the reduced flash charges used. This is very important because it multiplies, it reduces the flash charges used of your Vinctars. So I use 43 flash charges instead of 54, and 54 times 0.8 is 43. So that stacks multiplicatively with that. Yeah, that's why you want, that's important for the belt mod. I just happened to get something that was like okay, so yeah, expensive stuff. Here's my amulet. Ideally you want weapon elemental, but this one's not bad either. My shield I crafted, expensive, took a lot. Don't expect to get something this good, I suppose. Gloves I crafted. Gloves were like fairly easy to craft. Getting a 200 ES glove is like extremely easy. Maybe like 1 in 40 chaos easily. So you can look forward to crafting that. That's probably easy craft. Skyforth, because you want your stun to be based on your mana. My mana is 1400. I'm 88, so when I level up more, it's gonna be higher too. And reduced mana reservation is really good. The no life regen is not even a penalty because you get Vault Pack and you don't even have life regen. And power charge and critical strike. That's how I sustain my power charges. So that covers all my gear. My links just what happened was I just needed enough ore reservation, charisma 12 here, and enlighten to be able to fit discipline on blood magic with herald. So you put discipline 55, herald, you just manage to squeeze these two in here, and then you reserve the anger wrath on your mana, and that way with those 3 nodes you can squeeze in 4 auras. Later on, if I get a level 4 enlighten, maybe I can try other stuff with anger and what is the other thing I have? If you have this, anger mana reservation reduction 10%. This will reduce it by another 5%, and maybe you could squeeze a herald and a anger on your life, and that way you can put another herald on your mana. But that comes way later, and I'll have to play around with the tree a little bit. What's pretty much mandatory on the tree is you hit the flask nodes, you get the Vault Pack, you get the dagger nodes, Ghost Reaver, and hit up here for the ES. I'll get this ES later, and I plan to get this ES later, but for now I'm like expecting the damage over here. That's why my deeps is like a little higher than normal. So finally my flask are silver flask for damage, more increased damage, Vinktars for leech, diamond to get the crit up, and Aziri's promise for damage. So basically 5 damage flask. Pretty ridiculous spec right now. I just want to get damage. My crit chance is 37. I think it goes to 67 with charges, and with diamond that puts it to I think 89. But anyways, what's important is you need to remove shock so you can use it with your Vinktars, because Vinktar shocks you, and then you need to remove bleed and remove freeze. And once you hit those things, then you should be good. So yeah, let me demonstrate a map, typical map that I did today. I guess I can do a canyon because it's faster. But yeah, the whole point of the spec is to do the Templar, and with that you can penetrate the resistances. I mean, just ignore them completely. Oh yeah, let me also show you how far the other Templar node is. Augury of Penitence. This thing, let me show you the range of it. So it's pretty far. It goes all the way up there. There's like some sort of white circle around them. But yeah, you see, it's pretty much from the bottom of the screen too. Almost full screen. I still hit him from all the way over here, but that's the limit. So that's why I got that thing. The range seemed pretty good. But yeah, this is the character. Once I start getting full buff deeps, as you can see, I have 106, but I'm spec'd into a lot of damage. I guess my gems are still like level 19 as well too. With like Wall Haste and everything, I get to like 117, but that's just like Tooltip Warrior. It feels like okay at like 27k hideout back when I played. Like today I like barely hit like these numbers at the very end of the day. Early in the day I was playing with like 27k hideout, 24k hideout, and it still felt like the same thing. I guess the Templar ignoring resist is pretty consistent damage. So that's pretty much what the spec is. The other option you can do is Deadeye, and that's good too because it gives 200 accuracy, projectile speed. It gives the actual projectile, and it gives the projectile speed, and a whole bunch of stuff. Increased damage, I think 60, 20% accuracy, and I think that way you can use a non-Badging dagger. I use the hits can't be evaded dagger, mainly because it was just for the price something that's better than a 380 Ds. But if you manage to get like some 400 and shop for your accuracy gears, you can actually put a lot more deeps than this, and I think that's what you should do. Just get like some really good dagger and get accuracy on rings, and maybe if you're spec Deadeye, get more accuracy there, and you should be able to push even higher deeps than this pretty easily. I suppose it's just not really easy because everything's just a gear game at this point. Nothing's really coming easy besides dumping money. So yeah, that's the character. That's the whole idea behind the character. Well, let me show you my woman blades. 250. I have some attack speed on the jewels and stuff. But yeah, I'll show you guys how this progresses as time goes on. My gear is like pretty good already, so I just have to get the better rings and fix my resist because I'm using this resist jewel to like cap on element weakness or get close to capping on element weakness. Everything just has to be fixed slowly, and maybe later reserve more mana off of auras because I might want to use another herald. I guess that's it for today. I'll keep you updated. See you guys.